What's cooking, everybody? Well, yeah, have you guessed? It's Mexican. I've tried to do a little styling of the kitchen to give you that feeling like we're in Mexico, but I know we're not. But I did live in Mexico for 3 months whilst I was on the run from the police. Actually, no, I was the private chef for, at the time, the second wealthiest man in the world. Anyway, I immersed myself in that Mexican culture and cuisine, so I'm going to share with you today what is a recipe. I'm almost embarrassed to say or call it a recipe, but seriously, it's so amazing. The best guacamole starts with the freshest ingredients. Now remember, there's a timeline here. You can sneak forward to the recipe. Look for avocados that are ripe but firm. You definitely do not want a soft, mushy avocado. First, grab avocados that still have the stem on, this little piece here. This is an exaggerated one. It's more likely to have brown spots on the inside if it doesn't have the little stem on. Then gently press one end. This end, not the stem end, just gently press it. When the bulbous end of the avocado yields a firm pressure, but squidges a little bit, the avocado is ready to use. Make sure the button or brown stem piece is still in the avocado that you buy. It actually acts as a seal so the air can't get into the avocado. Perfectly ripe avocados make a killer guac, right? Now you can add semi-dried tomatoes, change white onion for red onion, you could add mango fruit, stir in some smoked fish, some nuts. If you're low on avocado and want to extend your guacamole, you could use green peas. Blanch the peas in salted boiling water for like 2 minutes, then refresh them under ice cold water, and then mash the peas with the avocados. You could even add some hummus to your guacamole. And when tomatoes are really expensive, and we get times of year they are, perhaps you could use semi-dried tomatoes or just leave them out. I'll leave a link in the YouTube description where you can purchase amazing semi-dried tomatoes online. I'd love you guys to actually participate here and leave a comment of what extras you like to add or what you serve your guacamole with. So what we do is start at the blossom end, and we want to be careful with our hands and just roll the avocado. Look, the knife's not moving at all. And now we just twist like that. Then to get the pit out, and out it comes. See, the knife isn't moving, it's just the avocado. So I'm using 3 avocados for this recipe. Now I'll just scoop these into here. Now use a potato masher or anything that looks like a potato masher, and this is where I want to keep it a little on the chunky side. Onion. So I've left the root end on, and I have trimmed this other end off as little as possible. Take the skin off. So I'm using my hand like a claw basically, and the first thing I'm going to do, using the tip of the knife, don't hold a knife like that. That's how housewives do it. Chefs hold it more like that. And then we're just going to come down here like this. And my left hand is the guide. And the knife is going as far as I can there. Just take your time. There we go. Now, use this claw of a hand, and the knife is now completely on its side. And you can do this maybe 3 times. There we go. Now we're going to roll the knife just like this. And the knife is going to do the work, or you could roll it like that, or you could just go straight down like that, whichever you fancy, and you get that perfect fine dice. Now there's this bit on the end here, right? And I haven't quite cut all the way through, so I'll just quickly go along like that. There we go, and now this is good where I can roll that knife, and I'm trimming right down to the edge, and that is all the wastage I'm getting. And if a few bits are a little bit chunky like that, let's just come along here and roll the knife around, and there we've got that there like that. Now we're just going to scoop it up into a strainer, and this is the bit, this is the magic where we are going to literally rinse the onion under cold water. Now you could use red onion. I found in Mexico mainly they used white onion like this, so if you can, red onion is your second choice. This is going to have your onion flavour beautifully and fresh and sharp. There it goes. Now, if you had a turbo chef, some people do, so I've just roughly cut it up into really big chunks. Put that in there. Kind of fun for the kids to do, and that is a little bit quicker, isn't it? But again, I want to rinse it, but I'll save that for another one later. Okay, so the onions are in there. Let's get on to the tomatoes. Expensive at the moment. Remember that you can always use semi-dried tomatoes, or just kind of leave the tomatoes out. And I want 3/4 of a cup of chopped tomatoes, but I'm going to get the innards out. If you put all these seeds and all the water that comes out of the tomato, you'll end up with a watery guacamole. That's why we're getting rid of that. Now this is where I'm going to use the knife, because I don't want to bruise these guys at all. And see how I'm using the tip of the knife and I'm just sliding it through. So if your knife's not quite as sharp, then probably you'll find rolling is better. Scoop them up. I don't want the tomato to be mashed, that's why a sharp knife, because I want you to get those little bursts and texture of tomato as we eat the guacamole. Coriander is one of those things that people often love or hate. I always store my coriander rolled up in a tea towel, and I keep it a little bit damp, and it tends to keep my coriander a lot fresher. So I'm going to take a good healthy bunch. Now again, you could use a little bit of mint for something a little bit different. Now just go along, because I don't want to have a complete, you know, all these stalks in there, right? Because I don't want to be crunching into lots of stalks. So I'm going to get rid of these stalky bits. I mean, I don't mind if there's a little bit of stalk in there, but I don't want you to be crunching into lots. But just to show you, you could do it in here as well. There you go, and it's done perfectly. Garlic. Got one sort of medium, probably almost large garlic clove. Let's just look how we do that. So we want to peel it, knife on its side, the back of the palm, this part of your hand, give it a good smash like that, smash it up, and skin comes off perfectly. Now I'm going to grate it in. That's about 1/4 of it. I'll save the rest for the next one. Doesn't matter if it's a bit smashed up. And I often store extra garlic and things like this and the ends of vegetables in a bag in the freezer, and then when I make a bone broth, see, it's not a lot of garlic I'm putting in there. Maybe I'll put a wee bit more. I store it all in the freezer in a bag, and then when I make a bone broth, out it comes in with the chicken if I'm making a chicken bone broth, and I've got half the veggies ready to go in there. There we go. So it's very fine. Last thing we need to do is get the lime juice. You could use lemons, right? And these are off my tree. See, this is a lime, and you're probably looking at that going, that's a lemon, Simon. Well, it's not. It is a lime, but I'm going to get way more juice when it's yellow like this than I will when it's green like that. So, and this is, look at that, beautiful. So we want to juice it, and I am going to measure the amount I put in, because I want to have 2 tablespoons. I don't want to go crazy with lime juice, otherwise I'll end up with a lime guacamole. Right, we've got to get some spice in here. Traditionally it's serrano or jalapeno peppers or chilies. Good luck with finding those. I tend to go with just using this jalapeno Tabasco. Now if you like it really spicy, go for it, but I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of this in. So there we go, and you can always add more once you taste it if you want a little bit spicier. There we go, that goes in there. Now use your favourite salt. A lot of you know I love this Murray River salt. If I told you an amount, then it would be wrong if you're using iodized salt. So now let's mix it up. It's going to be lovely and chunky, because you don't want it to go brown between now and when you're going to serve it. I'm going to come along with a back of a spoon, and I'm going to get it nice and flat like this to store it. So many people put too much lime juice in and it just takes over the whole thing. Right, like that. There we go. Now, have some cold water. Now that will seal it. I'm going to get that in the fridge until I want to serve it later. This clever trick with the water will work for 24 hours, but after that it will start to soak in and make your guacamole watery. But if you're having it tonight, then it's going to work just perfect. I'm going to pop this into the fridge until I need it. Okay, so we'll just drain that water off carefully. See how it just comes off nicely, you get a little bit of green. But it's been in there, what's about 3 hours, and hasn't gone brown at all. So let's get it in here. Hazel, what do you reckon? You keen to taste it?
Yes.
Look at that. Yum. I'm just going to drizzle just a little bit of olive oil over the top. And I'll have some extra there. Got a little bit of salt, got our corn chips. Let's have a taste, come on.
I'm going to try a beetroot one.
What does it taste of? What can you taste?
Avocado. Tomato. And there's a little bit of spiciness, but it's not like really spicy, like it's just a little bit spicy because some people like spicy. And
avocados are good for us, right?
Yeah, I love avocado.
Do you reckon everybody should subscribe to Dad's YouTube channel?
Definitely, he makes the best food.